She bought the other day to make it beyond. Then she's making another store with old ones, and she will sell it for people. There's on the wall. I wouldn't. There was
Alltså, det är nöjd där vi var för bara social culture de var en annan när vi hade vad det de halleluja vi ska köra på ja må det bra för oss med men man måste vi att man får man vi kör med sig kan ju fajda har vi tror bara gå vi kan köra vi bra ورخات عديناي الذين لا يعيسين ولا يبرم لا يتوفى لا يعقل ولا قادر لا يجيب بنيرا الألي إنما قتال في كونه هاكل زيغ عسى أبي سمي في قال ابن منهم من شوي أبا ملك إزرائيل مشي ماجين ورخات عديناي ماجين أبرام أتجيب رزق لما ذناي مخايم يسمع ترى ليشي أمرين هتا لخالك خايم خاتم مخايم يسمع من رابين سمع خنيفين ريف خيل ماتي أسودين مخايم مناسي لشني أفار يخمي خبر رئيس ميدم الله من خميس مخايا ماتمير في شو ابن مرات الله خيس ميسين بورك هتودي نوي مخايا ميسين شوفني سمني في في كيدا تمتاش ما في دوشا كاكاس ويعني بيخ وكارزال زبي عمر قادش لاين تايس مخبر سويده المسام شاف في بيمرين رجع بين كل بريك أشوفه كاسل ليمر ما يخدينا إذا إذا ما لا يحسين لدفع هالليا حتى قادش يشوف قادش يقدش بخيم يعلو قتال وبركة عدينا أو يلا قادش حتى فين لندم دعس الله من لا نشبينا خنين خاف ما بينا مدعس بركة عدينا خينين هدعس أشبينا من السرساق وبكربين ما كين لا بيت الساق وبعدين بيستشباش لما لفناخ وبركة عدينا هايت بسشوبا رحمانا بينو كي خطانا مخيلانا ما كين كي فشانو كي أتف سالخات وبركة عدينا قانون هما بالإسلايا فإنا فانينو بريفاري دينو قالينو مهير لما أنشما خاكي الكي خطا خطا بركة عدينا قال إسرائيل رقينا دنا من رفعه شينو بينو بشا كيس وثنو أطفى الله يعرف ورقوشلين لخما كيسينو كما خيفة نمان برحمنات بركة عدينا ورقه خيلي أما إسرائيل ورخلينو أبنائي لينو سشوانا زيس إيز كمنين سواسالته وبسين بركة أبنائه آدم فلابين متباخه ورخشنسينو كاشانم هاته بتباخه كي أطيب ميتباعتهم مبارك عشانهم بركة عدينا مبارك عشانهم كابتشي فرقد الخيرسينو صانيس قالوا يسينو مكابتين ياخان بأربع خان فايسار سرسينو بركة عدينا مكابتين خيام إسرائيل وشبشكتينو كباريشينا في عتينو كاتخيلو وحاصل من ياكم يناخو ملاي خلينو عطادينا الباس فبخزراغ من بسلكم مشبا بركة عدينا ملك أي ابتداكو مشبا ماشين ماتيسكا بخامين بخازين كرك بيدو بخو أي بيم مهيري كريسو مالخسريشا مهير ساكرس شابر سناجر زخنيا مهير بيامينو بركة عدينا شغرائي بيم نحنيا زيدي مالا صديق ملافس نباسك نيام خبيسرا أبو ذات في سفران وقعت هدف ملينو يهمنا رقم أخم نايلينو بسيطاخر تبقى خابي تمشم قام ماسسين قاكينو إماهم والأيضا من يشكي بخبداخنا بركة عدينا يشان ميمداخلات صديقي باليرشاليم رخابر أخم تاشوف بسيش كمسيخا كعشر دبارتا وخيس داود عبدخا ميها بسيخا تاخن من عيسى יקרב ימינו בניוני לא, ברחת עלינוי, בויני חלויים, אצלך דוד עבדך מייס תצביח, וקרני תפיש הסך, וקיבי שוספה, קימינו כל יום, ברחת עלינוי, ותביח קרן ישוע, רק אלינו, אבנו אלינו, וברחמן רחם עלינו, כמה ברחמן ורצן אסתגלסינו, כי השמע, גליסו זכנו מטוב נפנח ומתינו כמה אל תשבינו, כי אתה שומע תפילה סקופה ברחת עלינוי, שמיע תפילה, את זה אדוני אלינו ממפה ישראל שם שב, השב העבד על ידברי סחה וישי ישראל ותפילה שם באבא סלקה ברצנו, סלילה רצן תמיד עבד אסיסר המלכה, אלוהינו ולכתנו יאללה ויגיע וירצה וישמע ויפוקי וזכר זכרנו וקנינו וזכרנו וסינו וזכרנו משיח בן דוד עבדך וזכרנו ישועם בן קדשך וזכרנו כל עמך בית ישראל לפניך ולפליטה ולתיבה ולכנו חסד ורחם ומחיים תיבה ושלום בהם חג המציץ הזה זרחנו אבנו אלינו בית לתיבה ובקתנו בית לברכה וישינו בית לחיים טובים וישוב ורחם וחסכנים ורחם אלינו וישינו כי לך עינינו כי המלך חנון ורחמתו וספזנו עינינו בשוב כל תים רחמים ברכת אדינוי המחזיש ונעשה לציין Zurchain Maginishino Ato with their body, and the Hanas of Alchainam Timidach, and the Kisino of Gilisov, and the Self of Mimano manifest of the voice, Arab Vake every time I take Kili, Color of Mecha, Amrakim, Kili, Samakasalafa, Kimelam, Kibinola, Bakulam is Barak, we say, Misasi, Shimkama, Kino, Tamil, Longo, and Bakaimin of Sala, Yalushim, Hagad, Elam Kite, Holisho, Sin of the Tenosala, and I say, Barakata, Lino, Atashim call Hano, Elahida, Shalim Rafa, Time and Rahas Rachin, Valin Valkois, Almecha, Rachino Vinukano, Kulano Kafa, Repanako, Fever, Panakana Satolano, Abnailino Terras, time of a Sassad, would stalk over Rafa Rachim, Time Shalim, and David Apple, the Rafa of Paisel for Ace, the Koshabi Shamafa, Rakatali, Vareka, some Israel, Shalim. Scala Misala Shmirabo, we love the reference of him, we ask my Pagana, we got Mishicha, the Kayani, we kind of got the Hobbies Saba, always one Kari, we were all men. Homer, my body, Party, same on Misaki, although we told us made a good job, Dalmiram Belma, Bimroman, Stabata, son of our son, the Hobbies called them over in the tribe, Divish Mai Bimroman, Islam into Mayo, I'm Tavim Malin Valko, Sorvim Roman, Aisa showing him a we after showing Malin Valko, Sorvim Roman. No more God, I don't know enough alcohol, but you may on the college way alcohol. Amen. 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 Yashikaya. Today in Jewish history. So today is today in the year 2448. Exactly. Sorry. Not today. Exactly 4 days after we leave Egypt. We left Mitzrayim on the 15th of Nisan, and then 15th, right? 15, 16, 17, 18. Today, 4 days later, we told Paroi, how many days did we tell Pharaoh we're leaving for? Told him we're leaving 3. All of a sudden now it's 4 days. He says, hey, what's going on? He realizes we skanked him. And he says, let's go after them. So today's the day he becomes aware. And by tomorrow he's going to start chasing after us. But today's the day he becomes aware that he realizes that we left him. On Yom Tov we discussed that this idea of why lie? Why say we're going for 3 days if we're going for ever, never coming back? He'll never see you back, never see you again. And we discussed this idea of our inner Pharaoh and how sometimes we have to get ourselves to do something good, and to make a change. Say, I'm going to eat kosher forever, ever. That's too scary. But to say, you know what, I'll eat kosher for a week, only 1 week. That's not such a big deal. I can handle it for a week. And then we lie to ourselves. We say another 1 more week. It's not a big deal. And that's what we get ourselves to do. Anyway, that's that. Today's also the birthday of the Rebbe's father. He was born in 1878. Rebbe Leivik. He was 1878. He was the great grandson of the Tzemach Tzedek and father of the Rebbe. And the same day, 24 years later, same day, 24 years later, yeah, 24 years later, 1902, was the Rebbe's bris. It means that the Rebbe's father, 24, had the Rebbe. All right, 23. Yeah. So today is the Rebbe's day, the Rebbe's bris. The Rebbe's birthday was on the 11th of Nisan. Today is also the yard site of Rabbi J.B. Soloveitchik. Rabbi Yashaber, known as Yashaber Soloveitchik, J.B. Soloveitchik. He was the Rosh Yeshiva, he was the head of Yeshiva of YU Yeshiva University in Manhattan. He was also the dean of Maimonides Day School in Boston. And he is known as the Rav. He was one of the greatest of his time. He was from the Brisk dynasty. He was a grandson of a Chaim Brisker, a Chaim Soloveitchik family. He was and he considered himself a friend of the Rebbe. They were in university together in Germany, in the Sorbonne. They were in university together in first Berlin, no? I think first in Berlin and then in Sorbonne. They were in university together. They would learn together, and then later, when the Rebbe was Rebbe and Soloveitchik was the head of YU, the great, he would come to the Rebbe's Farbrengens from time to time. He would come to the Rebbe's Farbrengens, and he would come officially for an hour, and then he couldn't leave. He used to love everything he would hear, and they would say sometimes the Rebbe was speaking to him.
some of the talks that Rebbe would give, of course, it was to everybody, but they say it was directed to him. It was there, and huh? You've asked, yeah, well, and again, who knows what's true, what's not true, but they say that some of the times when this went on, when he came to Rebbein, he told people that, and again, I don't know who knows what's I don't know. Your today, he passed away in 1993. So, but he told people that he had those are things. The Rebbe answered things that were bothering him, saying he had questions, and then the Rebbe spoke about those. The Rebbe addressed those things that were that were his questions. But he was a tremendous genius. He used to have hundreds of people that come to his weekly classes, and yeah, please, your side, Shalom Shalom Aliyah. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, of course. Shatter, I think was right.
Learning that goal feels better, everything. Now when I see him, I sure maybe down the second time, 40 days, his face show. And you see, the entirety like the Moshe Rabbeinu. Like first time that second time, it was an effort for give up the fight for the Jewish nation. Different face shown. Knew it, he was very learned. Now, after accomplished so much, he's like Moshe Rabbeinu came down. His face shines like that.
Story. And tonight is also the yard site of Reb Menachem Zemba. Menachem Zemba was one of the great sages of pre-war Europe. He was in Warsaw during the Warsaw uprising. In fact, he was one of the main funders. He fundraised and got all the money for the Warsaw for the uprising, Warsaw uprising, and he was murdered in 1943. Tonight, in the Shema have an Aliyah. Today's also the yard site of Aaron Karliner. Aaron of Karlin was one of the students of the Maggid of Mezrich. He was a colleague of the Alter Rebbe. He was one of the greatest Rebbes of old, and in fact, when the Alter Rebbe put together the Machzor is the prayer book that we use on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. What's the content of the Machzor? The prayers that we do on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. There's a few also rules from time to time. There's a few rules, but there's only one story in the entire Machzor. Gedam Maariv in 1 minute, 30 seconds. There's one story in the entire Machzor, and that's the story of Aaron of Karlin. The story there is right before Hamelech, right before we discussed Hashem being king. Say Hamelech. So it says there that Rabbi Aaron Karlin, when he would say Hamelech on Rosh Hashanah, when they say Hamelech, coordinating Hashem as king, says he would faint. And why would he faint? And he would remember what the Gemara says. The Gemara tomorrow. Huh? Moshe's gonna be The Gemara says like this. The Gemara says that Rabbi Yochanan, I think it was Rabbi Yochanan, when there was a siege of Yerushalayim and he went to go greet the general. Vespasius, whatever, however you pronounce his name. So he went to see him, and the whole story how he snuck out through the he was able to sneak out because there was a siege there, and he and the stage he got up. He said, "If I was a king, where were you until now? We came to speak to me now." He told him, he told him he was the general, and he told him he greeted him as the king. He says, "If I'm a king, where were you until now? But since I'm not king, then your capital punishment because there's a king in Rome, and now you're calling me king, so you're being married b'malchus, you're being it's treason to the king." And he told him, I also right away, the news came to him that Caesar passed away, and they anointed him. They announced that he's going to be the next Caesar, and so then he realized what was going on, and that's the story with the boots. The boots didn't fit him. Shmuel Teretz Dashanetzim says that good news makes our body and our bones thicker. Especially regarding Menachem Chernobyl, he was physically fat from Amin Shmirabba, saying when Shmirabba was a chayis. So if anybody is accusing me, by the way, of eating too much, it's me, but only going probably from Amin Shmirabba, right? So we see that or your body changes from a pleasure we have. We'll talk a little more about it tomorrow, this idea. But he says, I don't mind here, he said, if I was a king, where were you until now? So Reb Ira Kalin, he's coming to Daven, and you say there, HaMelech, recording Hashem as our king. And he says, 1 second, if Hashem was king, where was I until now? Where was I the whole year? Well, he should be coming now, king of Rosh Hashanah. He was king the whole year. And he would faint. That's the story he puts, the Rebbe puts in the Matzor. Story, only one story, and the story of Aaron Kalin. And tonight is the art side, is the Shabbat Aliyah. By the way, he lived all of this great Aaron Kalin. He lived all of, I think it was 36 years. All right, page 118. Maariv, 1,3000. What? Tzemach Tzedek wrote there to the Sefer. Who's the mitzvah? So Tzemach Tzedek is the Aaron Kalin. Right. I think so. If Aaron Kalin could have done all that in 36 years, I'm saying that Tzemach Tzedek could do it in 13 years. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you have people with special brains. Then you have us. All right. Maariv, page 118. What's that, Maariv? What's 3,000? 3,000? You sure? Come on, Daniel. Come on. You heard it, 3,000? Sure? Maisha. Yeah. It was a unanimous vote.
Why game me going Maariv and game another night base member of a and I'm Maariv Robin. I was still with pro Mother Alpin at the game Kayena Viera Femina or them naked game of Oscar and the bomb for a Шма Исраил один ай I don't know if I can mess with Raw going to roast small booster, roast kilobacon, nation, roll upon the service, Parabo, warm, full Miko, Miko, Wilman, Miko, Miko, Cusco, Roma, Necha, Wiki, Yom, Nation, Daily, on Gomro, at no English, no, dog, girl,
We go to counting of the Omer, page 136. We got last night. Last time we counted 3. It's 4 nights. 4 nights of the Omer. 4 days of the Omer. See on page 139. Yard. Mincha. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, it's made of
Amém. 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 Shmira, Mubarak, Allah, mais pare. Amém. 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 Nati Ravi Bhagatisa, Jaya Shan Kisava, Isweta Vesu, Paraloya, Kima, Eva, Sikati, Seva, Niasva, Niasisi, Niasa, Nema, Amém. 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 Shmira, Mubarak, Allah, mais pare. Amém. 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 Yashka. How many dollars at 8:40? This morning we were getting a little shaky till like 9 o'clock in the day. So for the let me ask you. 8:40. 8:40. Reminder that whoever wants to join us for meals, there's going to be a meal, Yom Tov meal on Thursday night and Friday night in honor of Yom Tov. It seems like there's a good man collecting for a good cause. The Mashiach Suda is going to be a big Mashiach Suda. Shabbos afternoon at 6:30 is going to be a big Mashiach Suda. Everyone is invited to join us for the